Hey friends, I have a pretty heavy reading to share with you today. And I'm going to be honest, this is actually only for somebody very specific. This reading today is for somebody who has experienced incredibly painful loss, the loss of a little one. And this reading is about your grief, your absolutely valid pain, your desire to shut away the world, to curl up in a ball and, disappear, maybe to lash out the agony that you're experiencing. But then also there's a little glimmer of hope that I'm praying is going to reach you because you need it, and the value that this will offer you when you find this hope, when you find this connection, will give you some little bit of relief to help you kind of be able to move forward. Guiding our reading today, we have the Soul Shrinker. The Soul Shrinker is exactly what it sounds like. This is the energy of like wanting to withdraw into yourself, the nonstop crying, the agony that makes you want to lash out at people, the anger, the seeing some blessing that somebody else has that you don't have, and it causing you so much grief. Starting out, we have the Four of Cups. Four of Cups is that there are certain blessings that you have that you don't feel happy with, that you don't feel satisfied with, and that there is some other blessing being offered that maybe you aren't aware of because of the state of mind that you are in. You wanted something to come to terms. You wanted something to come to fruition, to completion. The world, like I said, maybe you are seeing other people who have something that you want, and that you don't understand why you didn't get to have that. And it brings you into this disharmony, this pain, right? The Chariot. When I'm looking at the Chariot in this deck, I'm not seeing the harmony and, direction that you would normally get with the Chariot in other decks, right? You would have somebody singing, playing on a harp, not directing whatever is pulling their Chariot through force or through reins, but through harmony. But this fairy here, she is guiding these two griffins with these reins, and these griffins look very unhappy, very angry. So your pain right now is making you not want to focus toward the things that you want to grow for yourself. It's making you very upset, and it's disrupting the harmony within yourself. And this is absolutely understandable. If I was in your position, I would be feeling the same thing. The next thing that came out was the Empress in reverse, and she just did not want to be upright. And the first thing that I got when I saw the Empress reversed was miscarriage. And that's not an easy thing to deal with. I mean, that's an understatement. The pain, I can't really even experience or compare that to my own experience, but here it is, and I have this message to deliver to you, right? You gotta want to think about what death means, right? Death doesn't mean necessarily always a complete loss, right? Whenever there is death, that death nurtures new life. And this is something you are confronted with right here. And this is something we humans have a tendency to fear, at least until we come to a better understanding and relationship of that. And because you have this immediate experience of death, you need to cry. I'm not even kidding. Temperance, right? When I'm looking at temperance here, it is crying, because crying is alchemy, right? Your tears, for every single kind of pain you experienced, your tears contain enzymes that follow down the contour of your face and make it into your mouth, go into your sinuses through the tubes there. These enzymes are actually custom made by your body to give you what you need for healing and release. You want to cry right now. Give yourself permission to cry. If you have to cry and cry and cry and cry, it's okay. I get that maybe you're trying to hold like a certain level of balance, a certain level of harmony, within yourself. This Two of Pentacles, right? Continue juggling. You have your responsibilities. Maybe you have certain people that still depend on you, that rely on you for care. And so you have this kind of balancing act between like, I'm in a lot of pain right now, but I still have certain obligations to fulfill, or I still have people who need me. So what you want to do is you want to come into this Nine of Pentacles energy, right? The Nine of Pentacles in this deck, she is not the self-made woman, this fairy here. She has her two little mice friends. While it is certainly that, that kind of like creating something beautiful for yourself, it is a sharing. She's resting with her mice friends. These mice, this is the family that you have. This is those that are around you who love you, those that you love, that you can take consolation in, or that you can share in, that, you have this grief and it's okay to share the grief with them, on whatever level that they can relate to. Maybe if you have other children, trying to kind of come to this understanding or explanation of like, hey, this is something that happened, and you can have that grief and you can have that rest and that time out that you can share with them. You don't need to fully isolate yourself, but you can isolate yourself at least from those who are outside of your most immediate circle, because that container you want to create for yourself is going to allow you to experience the healing that you need. Now, there is this element of communication that I'm getting, and here's where the glimmer of hope starts to come in, because when I'm looking at the Knight of Swords in this deck, it draws me to this crow helmet she has. We think of crows, they are psychopomps. They are those that help us communicate between the land of the living and the land of the dead. And we have this crow energy, right? This raven energy with death in this deck coming up. You have this swift communication that comes with this Knight of Swords, and being that, this crow energy, you are being encouraged to get in contact with your ancestors, with your family on the other side, because this is going to be the key to giving you the understanding or the consolation that you need right now to give you some kind of a hope. Next up, I have the Emperor, and I'm looking at his shield now. Having read a little bit more into the book, this is supposed to be an eagle, but I'm seeing a crow here again. So this extra emphasis, crow, 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 your ancestors. You need to speak to your passed on loved ones, or even to elder loved ones that are currently in your life. You need to go speak to your grandma, go talk to your grandma. She's going to have some sort of warmth and comfort that she can offer you, or whoever that you need to go to, this elder in your life that is solid and wise and knowledgeable and has a certain mastery of self. They're going to be able to provide you some sort of understanding or assurance or direction. Okay, and the thing that I'm getting here is this Two of Wands reversed. I'm looking at the Two of Wands reversed. When you think about the upright meaning in this particular deck, you have these two fairy boys here who they're starting out on this new journey, and they come to this agreement, to travel together. You got my back, I got your back. This agreement on a new journey. When we're looking at this in reverse, the spirit of this passed on child, this child who did not get to come into this world, wants to communicate to you that the reason they left is because it's not their time yet to come into this world, or that the agreement wasn't about them coming in on this adventure in this physical world, and we'll get to what it is actually in a second here, but rather, they want to kind of tell you it's not your fault. The Two of Swords, when I think of the Two of Swords, you would have in the Rider-Waite-Smith, you would have the woman. She's got her two swords crossed over like this. She's blindfolded. A lot of people would think of this as like the you shall not pass, but this isn't the you shall not pass. Two of Swords was an I'm not inhibiting you. When you think of like the old meanings of tarot cards, this is the like the non-judgment card. The you are not being given some kind of a karmic retribution. So this is telling me that you're getting a message that this is not your fault. You're not being punished. You didn't do anything wrong. Okay? That spirit, that soul that was with you for a moment is still with you, but it's in a different way. This Eight of Cups, when we look at the Eight of Cups in this deck, the nymph girl here, she's riding this dragonfly. Dragonflies are very much often a guide that helps us to travel back and forth between the world of the living and the world of the dead. This being has been brought into your family. They had to be connected to you in some sort of a measure in order to become family, okay? But they needed to become family to act as a guide for you. So they're going to the other world, to the world of the ancestors, to the world where people in your family who have been here, whether briefly or for a long time, passed on and they're connected. They went there in order to be part of that family lineage, to be part of that connection, in order to be able to act from that position. And you're being encouraged to actually connect to that, right? We have this Six of Swords. You know, you have the Six of Swords, you think of like the individual on the boat traveling to a new world. In this deck, we have these two fairy girls who now are going to seek assistance from the queen at the castle for this rose that they have been tending that is now wilted. You need to seek assistance from your guides. You need to seek assistance from your ancestors. And, you know, maybe you could be having dreams, the Four of Swords, the rest, the taking time out to recuperate before the next thing. You know, maybe that depression is making you want to sleep a lot, and then you go to sleep and you have this bizarre dream. Maybe you're connecting to guides that you do or do not know, but it's kind of one of those things that keeps coming up. It won't leave you alone. The Eight of Wands, there is this communication yet again, this swift movement, this travel, this direction. So I'm getting this travel in different forms, whether that's the Eight of Cups, she's traveling to the other world, the Six of Swords, traveling to receive help, the Eight of Wands, the traveling in, you know, haste, in speed, in energy. So what I'm getting here is that you need to be a little bit persistent. Whether you feel like you know how to, whether through your dreams or through astral work or whatever, you know, you travel to meet your ancestors, whether you feel that you can go there literally or not, this persistence about travel and communications is kind of like, you know, knocking on a door, and if somebody doesn't answer, you keep knocking. Knock, 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 knock. This persistence, your ancestors, your guides, your family, they are going to respond to you because they know the need and they know the communication that you need, right? You are looking for this connection, this Nine of Cups. You see the nymph girl here and the elf, you know, they're reunited. You are looking to have some sort of a communication or a reunion with the soul that had, you know, been kind of around you or within you for a little bit, because you're looking for some sort of consolation, some sort of communication that lets you know things are okay. And you can ask for something very specific. Say, you know, the Six of Pentacles. You can say maybe like, hey, ancestors, if this person is okay, if they are here for me, I want a very specific message. Right, the Six of Pentacles being this sharing, you know, when the mice sharing to this fairy girl out of their own stores because she's destitute. Maybe you feel at loss. Maybe you feel that like you don't have direction, so you want some sort of a sign, and you can ask. Maybe a feather, maybe a rock, whatever it is. You get to specify and say, hey, do this for me as a symbol to let me know that they are okay, to let me know that things are okay. And we have the Six of Cups reversed. You know, we would think of the Six of Cups as that daydreaming, the possibilities. When I say to ask for something specific, this Six of Cups being in reversed is saying it's not like, oh, this could be, or maybe this means this. No. Ask your guides, ask your ancestors for something that you absolutely cannot deny, something that is proof. Because here's the thing, when you understand that the person having passed on, this soul having very, very briefly touched this physical world and going to the land of your ancestors is for the purpose of supporting you. This Three of Pentacles. They have some sort of gift that only can nurture you from the other side, right? We see these little plants. The plants go down into the soil where things, become part of the soil again when they decompose, when they're, return to the earth, so to speak, right? This inner world, which nurtures your outer world, they are bringing something into that in order to be able to offer you a different kind of support and guidance in your life, to offer you a certain kind of strength. This peace that comes through coming to terms with something, the peace that comes through, being able to gently face that fear, the struggle, the pain, the whatever, this dragon here, okay? So I hope this is helpful for you. It's not your fault. You are absolutely allowed to feel your pain. You are absolutely allowed to cry, feel your grief, take the time to isolate, take the time to have this container, contact your guides, contact your ancestors, ask for that proof that they are okay. Ask for the proof that they are here to guide you and help you. And then you will know, even if it's not in the physical form you expected, this soul is here with you in this life. Alright, friends. If this video was helpful for you, please go ahead and leave a like for me. You can drop a comment. If you don't know what to comment, maybe you could leave a sunflower emoji. Sunflowers are a spirit guide of mine. That'll let me know you see me. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, please go ahead and subscribe. Then hit that bell icon and click on all, because the algorithm doesn't guarantee you're going to see a video anymore just because you're subscribed to a channel. Head in. If you see a video that resonates with you, click on that. If you don't, you can head into my community section. I've got a pinned post where you can ask me to do a reading and I'll make a video for you. Alright, friend. Much love to you. I would give you the biggest hug if I could right now if I were there in person. I'll see you in the next one.